There we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the Championship Rounds podcast. In this episode, we're going to be recapping what we saw on last Saturday, Woodley versus Burns, the fight night, and we're going to be talking about UFC 250. For this episode, we have a noisy Nick Tangway.
How's it going?
And a Jake.
Oh, that call.
Good. Yeah, that's me. That's my fault.
Oh, no.
Great timing. Great timing on that. Yeah.
All right, boys. We ready for this?
Yeah, we're ready.
Do it.
All right. So the first fight of the night on Saturday was between Chris Gutierrez and Vince Morales. And Chris Gutierrez won by TKO in the second round due to a kick.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got rocks for feet. By the second round, no matter, whatever Morales got, hit with in the legs, he was going down. He just couldn't stand up. I don't know. He's got some heavy leg shots, but that was an odd way to get it done, but whatever works.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the stats. Gutierrez had 60 total strikes, and all 60 of them were signature strikes.
Yeah.
I just saw that too. And 20 of them were head strikes out of 43 that he attempted. But he had a lot of leg strikes.
Yeah. 36 out of 45. Oh.
Yeah, it was like a soccer match, just without an opposing player.
He needed shin pads too, pretty bad after that. So.
But moving on to the next fight, Casey Kenney submitted Luis Smolka due to a guillotine choke.
Yep. This fight was I don't know. It didn't go on long enough to really see who had the upper hand. I mean, Kenney definitely did better. On the when you compare the two stats.
He was strike. Yeah, it was like a typical one guy struck too much and then he got caught.
Yeah,
it's the same old story we like to see.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it was pretty quick. I thought I had Kenney winning by decision. I didn't think he was gonna get it done that quick, but he did.
I don't really remember who I had won in that fight. I think I remember saying it was like a close fight for me, but I don't actually remember who I picked, which is not a good thing. But I probably didn't pick it right because that's just my luck.
All right, moving up, we had Brendan Royval on a week's notice in his UFC debut, defeating Tim Elliott via arm triangle.
This fight was great. Yeah, I also got a bunch of garbage from Joe last time who said I was crazy for picking Royval to win the fight. What did I say? I said I had by submission too, so what can I say? But this was crazy though. Elliott came out firing really quick. He had 4 takedowns. He attempted 10. Royval went 1 for 1. This was really back and forth. I mean, Elliott definitely dominated the first, but Royval fought back well. But he caught him. That was all it was. He just caught him quick, and he got the leverage for the arm triangle. But it was a great fight. I think that also got fight of the night too.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, Royval, we didn't know he was coming off a week's notice.
Yeah, a week notice for your UFC debut.
That's insane.
That's pretty good.
Pressure and then not being prepared. That's crazy to go out there and win against a veteran too. Tim Elliott's he hasn't been in the UFC for too long, but he's been around. He's been everywhere. So.
Yeah, that's a big statement. That's a huge statement.
All right, moving up, we had another Contender Series fighter, Jamal Hill, defeating Klidson Abreu by knockout. I feel like the Contender Series is starting to pay off. You're getting all these guys coming up here showing something.
They feel like they're at home fighting at the Apex too.
Yeah,
they feel nice and comfortable.
I think I actually picked Hill by first round knockout, if I remember correctly, but I'm not exactly sure. I definitely picked Hill. I think it was by knockout. I just don't remember if I said first or second round.
I had Hill by decision. I thought this card would be a lot slower than it was, but the prelims came out firing real quick. Hill looked great. I mean, this was really one-sided. He picked his shots well, and he tagged him a few times, and he caught him with a knee at the end to finish it.
No, I mean, just staying on the Contender Series, like a lot of us really didn't think too much of it. Like they would come in, maybe they'd be at best like a prelim star. Like it's starting to really pay off. I think I think it's one of Dana White's like more impressive things that he's decided to do. You know?
Yeah, I mean it's like The Ultimate Fighter except less reality TV.
Yeah.
You know, it's more about the fighting and giving people the opportunity and less about the drama, which I respect. You know.
I definitely.
Yeah, we just need a champion to be crowned from the Contender Series. That'd be cool.
I mean, in time, that could definitely happen.
Yeah, because we've definitely had Ultimate Fighter guys get belts. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say give it like a couple of years. You could probably see some guys at least being in title like contender situations.
I mean, also though, the Ultimate Fighter guys, they're handed title shots. You know.
yeah.
If you win, you get the contract and you get the title shot. You know,
Wasn't
these guys they get the contract. You know, if they're lucky.
Wasn't it Tim Elliott that like he got the shot versus Mighty Mouse? Right
I
on.
believe so. Because he was a tough enough winner, right?
Yeah, because didn't they do like the series where they had like the champs from the other like organizations come in and battle it out, and then whoever won that got to fight Mighty Mouse, and then I think Tim Elliott was the one that won that, and he fought Mighty Mouse. He obviously didn't win because unless you're Cejudo or Cruz, you don't really beat Mighty Mouse.
All right, moving on. We have Daniel Rodriguez unanimously winning against Gabe Green. This fight didn't really have that much to it.
I mean, it was a slugfest. You know, it was slow. Rodriguez definitely won the fight. I mean, I wouldn't say dominated, but when you look at stats, he definitely, you know, struck more. I mean, he threw 139 head strikes to 61. That's a lot of headshots. I mean, the control time wasn't much for either one of them. The one thing I would say that definitely won him the fight, I don't know though, it depends on the judges, but the takedown's huge. I mean,
yeah,
Green didn't shoot at all.
Huge.
Oh yeah, and you know, Rodriguez shot once and he got that one takedown. You know, 30-27, you obviously did more than just score one takedown in a fight, but that definitely helps.
For sure.
All right, moving on. We had in the women's flyweight, we had Caitlin Chukani. I can't never say this. Chukanen, yeah. Chukanen defeating Antonia Shevchenko by unanimous decision, and I'd say it's rightfully so. Shevchenko got dominated this fight.
It was literally the definition of a domination. I think I picked Shevchenko in this fight, and I regretted my decision about 3 minutes into the first round, because it was just. She just held her down. I mean, just look at the control. Basically 10.5 minutes of control, 3 for 3 on takedowns. And she also landed 200 strikes. I mean, a lot of them were on the ground, just like destroying her. But, I mean, it was one-sided. I mean, all three judges had a 30-25. It's like complete domination.
I expected this. I wasn't shocked. I had Chukagian winning, but, you know, I never thought Shevchenko, I mean, her sister's the best, but I never thought this Shevchenko was anything that special. I mean, 30-25 is absolute domination, but if you didn't watch the fight, that doesn't mean anything. Go and watch that, and you'll see, you know, that it wasn't even close. Wasn't even worth the fight right there.
No,
that was an easy paycheck.
All right, moving up, we had Mackenzie Dern winning by submission against Heinisch. It was a knee bar.
That was a nice submission. That was another one, you know, just she was shooting and grabbed the leg and took her down, and that was it, you know.
Yeah, it was a quick one too. It was in round 1 too, so.
Yeah. I think we all picked Dern to win, and I think all but like one of us picked her by submission.
Yeah, I had her by decision.
Yeah, I think we all said submission in like early rounds or so. I mean, I wasn't surprised, to be honest.
No, that was definitely a good fight, though. You know, she's definitely coming back to form. Obviously, she had her last fight. And, did she win her last fight? No, she lost her last fight. Yeah, she lost her last fight to Amanda Rivas by decision. This was definitely a return to form. Yeah. So hopefully she continues it.
All right. Up next, we had Roosevelt Roberts beating Brock Weaver by submission, and it was by a rear naked choke.
This was a really one-sided fight as well. Brock Weaver didn't really show much here. Roberts looked really good, and he got it done. I mean, he controlled most of the fight. He got 1 takedown out of 3, but that's still big. Yeah, I mean, he dominated this fight. Weaver definitely didn't impress me. This was his time to shine because, obviously he won his last fight by DQ with the illegal knee, and couldn't do it.
I mean, I definitely wasn't impressed by Weaver at all. I thought it was going to be a pretty good fight, but it was very one-sided for sure. I wasn't really impressed, to be honest.
All right. Next, we had Billycorn Tillow defeating Spike Carlisle by decision.
Alpha Ginger.
Yeah.
This was a fun fight. I mean,
Carlisle started off hot.
Yeah, he did, and then he gassed himself up too fast, and well, there you go. That's what happened. I thought it was a much closer fight than looking at the stats. I mean, control time, Carlisle dominated. Takedowns were pretty even. The striking, though, he got outstruck by over 40. So
yeah, I mean, when the fight started, it was going like crazy. Like I didn't know
it was
what was
going
happening.
fast.
There was so many things happening at once. I was like extremely shocked, and then, but yeah, the striking it was pretty one-sided. Even if you look at the numbers, it was pretty one-sided.
Forget about the flying knee. Let's go for the flying head kick.
All right, in the co-main event, we had Augustus Sakai defeating Blagoy Ivanov by split decision.
This fight, I mean, it's your typical heavyweight fight. It wasn't anything. You're either going to get a hit or miss with a heavyweight fight. You're either going to get a great knockout or it's going to be a slow slugfest where it's going to go to decision. I mean, I think, didn't we all have Ivanov winning this fight?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
We all thought he was going to win this fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it was close. It was definitely a close fight, but it wasn't anything spectacular, that's for sure.
The scorecards, I mean, they had it to Sakai 29-28, 2 of the judges, but then Ivanov got a card 30-27. So it's like very.
Yeah, I don't.
I was very, to be honest, after watching the fight, going into the decision, I wasn't exactly sure who won the fight. I thought it could have gone either way, but like the fact that like 2 of the judges had Sakai winning by 1 round, and the other judge had Ivanov winning all 3. I think it's just kind of shows that it was a pretty close fight, like in a lot of respects.
I don't know. Maybe that judge took the takedown, like that one takedown into consideration, but like too much. I mean, yeah, it was a really close fight. It wasn't either one of them showed more than the other to, clearly get the win.
Agreed. Even with the takedown, though, neither of them had like a lot of control time, so it wasn't like it necessarily should have been a huge factor.
Yeah.
It was mainly standing up the fight. So, but if you look at the leg kicks, I mean, Ivanov landed 1, Sakai landed 15, so he had more of a diverse attack when on the feet.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
All right, in the main event, we had Gilbert Burns defeating Tyron Woodley by unanimous decision. Before you guys say anything, I told you so.
Yeah, you did.
All right,
The clip is most likely going to be at the beginning of the video. I just wanted to make sure people remember what I said. He was going to fight the perfect fight, and he did.
I don't even want to hear it, all right? That was just a switch up, so we didn't all go with Woodley. I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, all right, a guaranteed victory for Woodley. I thought, he was going to come back to old Woodley form and dominate just like he did in his past fights, like against Dern Tillow. But instead, we got the Woodley that showed up for the Usman fight. Just played punching bag. I mean, that was pathetic. I don't know what else to say. That was a terrible performance. Burns looked amazing. Burns is legit. Burns is really
Oh,
legit.
I think he needs another fight to prove that he's
No,
legit.
absolutely. I'm not
Yeah.
even saying for title shot. I'm just saying, though, he's legit. I mean, the guy, he's fought good names. He's fought on short notice, and he's won his fights. I mean, the guy's no slouch. I thought he was crazy for calling out Woodley. I didn't think he was going to get this fight. I mean, obviously, he was supposed to fight Edwards in London, but, stuff happens. They gave him this fight, and he proved that, he's definitely a contender moving forward. I agree. I think he gets one more fight, one more big fight. I could see him going against a Covington. I think Colby Covington's his perfect fight. He's coming off the loss. They both need something to prove.
I wouldn't mind him against Masvidal.
That's another good one that could happen. I don't know though. Masvidal's up there in the title picture.
Yeah,
if I'm
Burns, I would give him Edwards
Or Stephen Thompson even. Wonder Boy.
Yeah, just give him another one of those in betweeners, and then you give him the Masvidals and maybe the title shot after.
Yeah. I mean, this fight, going into the fight, I was definitely picking Woodley because I was just thinking that he knows that he has to win to get back in that title contention, because if he can't afford a loss at this point, because you got Covington, you got Edwards, you got Masvidal, you can't afford a loss at this point. So I thought he's going to come out firing, but he did the complete opposite. He was so tentative. He was just standing there with his hands up, looking like he was going to throw, but he never did. I mean, he only threw 101 strikes to Gilbert Burns 211, and he was just so tentative, he was trying to pick the right shot. And it's almost like he never saw an opening. And when he did, half the time he would miss. I remember one right hook he threw. It was so sloppy that you could have seen it coming from 10 miles away. And he just completely missed Burns. And it's you sit back to pick your shots, but when you pick your shots, they're awful. So it's he was terrible. He couldn't have fought any worse, and Burns couldn't have fought any better. And the combination of them both just made it such a one-sided fight.
Yeah, I mean, Burns almost outstruck him by 100 strikes. That's insane. But I don't know. I think this is the end of the road for T. Woodley.
Yeah. What do you see him doing next? Do you see him hanging the gloves up, or maybe one more fight, then hanging the gloves up after?
I don't know, because I thought this was the fight to come back and prove that you still had it. I mean, you're 38 years old.
That was crazy when we found out he's 38. None of us thought he was that old.
No, I mean, he looks great for his age,
I mean,
not like
you look
Joel
at him.
Romero,
He has his own TV show. He doesn't really need a fight anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a sad way to see it end, because you were so dominant, and then you're just going to get walked over 2 straight fights. I mean, I don't know. Do I want to see him come back for one more? He fights someone that's relatively low on the spectrum and dominates them, and then I'm done. I walked away. I did my time. I was a good champion, and that's it. Yeah, I would, but I don't want to see him go for a big money fight again and get dominated 3 times in a row and then go out on a loss.
Yeah, if he were to go against Masvidal or something and then just get absolutely destroyed, it's not something we want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I think he's definitely. I don't know. I want to see him come back and get a win first before he goes.
Yeah. Even if
I think his next fight should be his retirement fight.
I agree. Throw him against someone ranked 15th or something like that. And just, have him just walk over the guy. But if he loses, if he were to lose that fight, that'd be a terrible look for him.
Oh, that'd be
You have to retire at that point.
Props to you, Rob, for picking Burns.
Yeah, big props. I give you all.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, nothing against Burns. I just didn't think he was going to be ready for this task. But
yeah,
that'd be crazy.
You know what we got to do now? Main events, you just got to go with the underdog. I don't know if it's a quarantine thing or what, but Justin Gaethje's out here killing Tony Ferguson, and
Overeem's beating Harris.
Overeem's winning fights, and we got 40-year-old dudes beating young up-and-coming contenders and stuff, and it's wow, all right. Now the young guns are beating the kings. It's
I mean, if we were to pick the underdog for next fight, I mean, next main event, of course, the favorite will win, because if we all pick the underdog, the favorite will win. That's just how it works.
That's true.
If you look at the next card, Nunes Spencer, I mean, if you pick Spencer, that's really bold.
Yeah, let's move right into the next card. We'll do a quick little preview here of this. So first fight on the card, we have Evan Dunham versus Herbert Burns in the catchweight in a catchweight bout. You could tell Dana White's really looking for fighters now when he's got catchweights before the fight happens.
Yeah, I know, really. We actually got to like announce catchweight fights. Wow.
But Herbert Burns is a favorite to win by -250. For a prediction, I'll go to Jake first.
I think Burns gets an easy win here. I'm going to say, I don't know. I can see this guy being big, in time. I mean, 10-2, that's pretty good. He's fighting 18-8-1. Dunham. I don't know. I'm going to say Burns, second round TKO. See if we can spark it up like we did with this last card early. Get a good one going.
Nick, what do you got?
I got Burns by unanimous decision. If you look at Burns' record, 7 out of his 10 wins are by submission. So I wouldn't be surprised if he takes him down and just holds him down the whole fight. I could see it being a boring fight, but I think Burns will. I don't really see Dunham winning this, but I mean, I got Burns by unanimous decision. Just kind of like a one-sided fight, not very exciting, but he clearly wins. Like I see that happening.
All right, next we have undefeated Alonzo Benefield versus Devin Clark, and that's in the lightweight heavyweight. I'm good, guys. Light heavyweight division. And Alonzo Benefield is a favorite by -230. Go to Nick.
This was a tough one because I used to like Clark, but if you look at Benefield's record, he's 9-0, so he's on the up, and I feel like he needs a fight like this to go against Devin Clark, someone who's been around, and he could really jump up if he were to win this fight. So I got Benefield by second round knockout. I mean, if you look at it, he's 9-0 with eight knockouts. So I mean, I could definitely see that happening. This fight is relatively close for me, but I do think I'm leaning Benefield by knockout.
All right, before I go to Jake, I didn't give my prediction for the last fight. I'll say Herbert Burns by submission second round. So, Jake, what do you got for this Benefield-Clark fight?
This is an easy one. I got Benefield first round KO. He's on a dominant streak, and I think he continues it.
And I'm going to say the same thing. I won't say like early knockout, but I'll say first round knockout for Alonzo Benefield.
Yeah, so we got Benefield by knockout, so let's hope. Watch, it'll be Clark by submission.
No, it'll be like Clark by, unanimous or something, some boring fight, right?
All right, moving up. We have in the flyweight division, we have UCR Formiga versus Alex Perez, and Alex Perez is the favorite by -140. We'll go to Jake first.
This should be definitely, some fireworks for this fight. Flyweight, I know it's a division that everybody hates on, they're too small, there's no competition, there's nothing like that. You can get some good fights out of flyweight. These guys are really fast. They got really good gas tanks. They can do a lot of stuff. I don't think there's going to be any finishes in this fight. I think it's going to be a lot of striking, a lot of back and forth. But Formiga needs a win. I know Perez is the favorite, but Formiga's been high up in the flyweight division for a while now. I think Formiga gets it done by split decision.
It's funny that you say that because I just put down I got Formiga by split decision. I just think, I mean, if you look at some of his losses, I mean, he lost to Benavidez, but he beat Sergio Pettis. So versus good competition, Formiga, he's been in there with good competition, and he's beaten some good competition. So I definitely think he needs the win, and I do think he will get the win. But I agree. I don't think it will be by finish. I think he'll go to the judges' scorecards. It will be relatively close, but I think he'll edge Perez.
It's funny that you both say split decision because I got the same thing. So we exactly know what's going to happen now. It's going to be like a 2-second knockout for Alex Perez.
There's no way it goes our way.
I don't know. I never dealt the veterans anymore.
Yeah, both these guys have had fights under their belt. Formiga 23-7, Perez 23-5. So, I mean, they're not pushovers by any means. Should be a good one though. And I don't understand I don't understand the whole hate on the flyweight division. It's like these guys are so fast. Like, how do you not like enjoying watching them fight?
I know. I don't.
Agree.
I definitely don't know why there's so much hate behind it. I mean, even if you cross over sports and boxing, like the lower weights, the really low weights don't get enough credit, like because I don't know if people think, oh, they're small so they can't knock people out, but you can still have like fun fights. Like the speed is unreal.
Absolutely.
All right, moving up the card, we have in the middleweight division Charles Byrd versus Maki Pitolo, and Charles Byrd is the favorite by -170. We'll go to Nick.
I know Bird is the favorite, but I got Patola by late stoppage. This fight was very close for me. I was on the fence who I was gonna pick, but I got Patola by knockout. He's younger. I think if he wins, I feel like he'll. I mean, Bird's 10-6. That's not necessarily a great record. Tolo's 12-5. I think they both kind of need the win, so it's just kind of who wants it more. But I lean Patola.
Jake.
Yeah, this is definitely like an up in the air kind of fight. For the sake of switching it up, for what we're picking here, I'm gonna go Bird by submission, second round. I mean, he's gotten submissions done. He's gotten a lot of wins off of submissions in the past, so we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna say Byrd by second round TKO.
We can all hope, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll probably be a decision fight. You just, hey, man's gonna dream.
All right. Next, we have Cody Stann the man over here, versus Brian Kelleher in the featherweight division, and Cody Stanham is a -270 to win. Just a quick question. Brian Kelleher fought like 2 weeks ago, right, or something, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right after.
I think he was on 249.
Yeah,
it must have been there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. I'll be honest.
I got it right here. Yeah, he beat Azuri on fight night. Smith versus Teixeira.
There you go.
Okay.
But I'll go to Nick for this one.
This is another one I could see actually being a pretty good fight, but in the end, I think Salmon is better, and I believe he will get it by unanimous decision. I don't think it'll be necessarily like wide scorecards or anything. I think he'll win by like a round or so, but I definitely got him winning.
Jake.
I gotta go with Kelleher on this one. I mean, he surprised everybody with his last victory, and then also he got the submission win. I think it was on the Connor Cowboy card. I don't know. This guy wants Sean O'Malley. He called him out on his last fight. And this is, if you want to get that fight, win this fight. I want to see him win this, and I think that'll be a good fight, him against Sugar Sean. So I got Kelleher by second round TKO.
I'm going to say Kelleher third round TKO. I feel like Kelleher's starting to hop on that streak right now, like fighters get on that streak and they'll just go.
Yeah.
And I think he might get O'Malley down the road somewhere.
I mean, all the fights you don't think are going to happen that, small fighters call out, they seem to happen. I mean,
yeah, and the big ones never happen.
Yeah, like
Rosen struck Ngannou. Should have that happened? No, but we got it. Burns calling out Woodley. I never thought that fight would happen, but hey, you never know.
All right, moving up, we have in the middleweight division, Ian Hinchik versus Gerald Mirshkart. I can't say these names very well.
Yeah.
But Ian is a favorite by -130. We'll go to Jake first.
I think this is going to be a really slow fight. I don't know why I always say it's going to be a slow fight when it's a middleweight fight. I don't have anything against middleweights. It just always seems like it's a slow fight. I think, how do you say his name? What is it?
Hinchik, I think. Heinisch.
I think he wins by unanimous.
Yeah, I think he also wins by unanimous. How about Nick?
I don't actually think he wins at all. I got
okay.
by submission. First, First round. It's bold, but he has 22 career wins by submission. So it's just like it's like the classic striker versus grappler type guy. But I don't know. I was very torn on this fight, but I decided to be bold, so I got him first round submission.
I hope we see it.
I will be wrong, most likely, but if I'm right, I will see it.
No, you gotta get one right. All right, you had the slow start with the other cards. You know, now you
I
gotta
think
build
I
up.
did good last card, but I just forgot who I picked. I just gotta go back.
We all have to write these down. We gotta.
Yeah, I'm
See, I
writing
get
down
them right
now.
until it comes to the big fights. Like last card, all of them are great. I mean, obviously Holland didn't fight, so I couldn't do anything about that one. But those three main fights, man, right there, I lost the whole card.
Yeah, I think the same with me too.
All right, moving up.
Prelims, though.
All right, so moving up, we have in the featherweight division, Alex Casseras versus Chase Hoopa, and Hoopa is a favorite to win -155. We'll go to Nick first.
Yeah, give me a Hoopa. I think he's up and coming. He's only 20 years old. He needs to win this fight. There's no like in terms of like building him up. He can't be losing against guys that are. He's going against a veteran that's 15 and 12, and I feel like he's been around for about 15 years. But I just think he has to win. He's got it's all pointing to him winning, in my opinion. So which means he will probably lose. But I mean, let's hope the young guys have a good card. So I'm picking Hoopa.
Yeah, they need one.
A unanimous decision.
All right, now moving into the pay-per-view. The
Wow, you're
first fight.
just gonna skip me like that.
Oh, did I actually? Oh no. Yeah, go ahead.
I agree with Nick. All signs point to the win. This is main event prelims. This is the time to shine. ESPN. Let's see it. Hooper. First round knockout. Let's do it. It'll be.
I'll say the same thing. I'll say the same thing. I can't believe I skipped both of us like that. I'm a good host.
Even skip himself, man.
But all right, moving into the pay-per-view. First fight of the night is Eddie Wineland versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's back and better than ever. And then you can't write this. Sugar Sean O'Malley is a -420 to win the fight.
Of course.
We'll go to Jake first.
I mean, how can I go against Sugar Sean? Man came back in dominant fashion with that TKO against Quinones. I think he keeps the streak going. I think he gets this fight, but I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a slower fight. I think a lot of people are going to expect him to just come out firing. I don't know. I think it's going to be a unanimous decision. I think it'll be a dominant decision, but it'll be a decision.
All right, Nick.
I got O'Malley as well, but I got him by second round knockout. I mean, Wineland is a good fighter. I feel like he's been around for a long time as well. But I don't see any reason why O'Malley should lose this fight. But I got him by KO, second round.
Now I'm going to say Sean O'Malley, first round TKO.
I mean, I hope.
It's going to happen. I'm the best at doing this.
Okay.
All right. The second fight of the pay-per-view is Jake. What are we doing, my guy?
I thought you were saying that.
Just unpopular today.
We got all right. No, I'm gonna wait till the phone's done ringing.
No one can pick up the phone either, right?
But all right. In the welterweight division, we have Neil Magny versus Anthony Rocco Martin, and Neil Magny is the favorite to win by a -145. We'll go to Nick first.
I have a weird feeling this might be a slow fight. That's just me. I probably will be extremely wrong, but Neil Magny, I feel like he's tested enough. And I mean, he's only fought one time in the past 2 years, but he has fought recently. But I got Neil Magny by split decision. I think it'll be relatively slow, but I think he will win the fight. I feel like he has to win the fight to keep his name in the conversation, not for a title, like shot, but just in the conversation for like decent fights.
Jake.
Since I'm the actual guru of picking fights, Nick, I think you're correct. I think it's going to be also Magny split decision. I think it'll be a solid fight, though. I mean, Martin's no pushover. He's had pretty good fights in the past. I think it'll be a fun one, but you know, I definitely think Magny can squeeze it out at the end for the win.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with you guys there. This one's pretty much the only one that we're gonna hope we know for sure.
Yeah.
But you never know. All right. Up next, we have in the bantamweight division, Aljamain Sterling versus Corey Sandhagen, and both of them are minus favors. So Sterling is a minus 115, and Sandhagen is a minus 105. So the closest one of the fights. So our closest one on the card so far. We'll go to Nick first.
I was telling the boys before I hopped on here that I was going Sterling, but I'm going to go Sandhagen by second round knockout. I think he's going to catch Sterling. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm getting bold this card because I feel like the last few cards I haven't been getting bold and it's been costing me. I want Aljamain to win, but I'm not going to pick him. I would be happy if he wins, but I also would be happy if he loses because that means I'd get it right. So either way, I win. So there you go.
All right, Jake.
True. Like I gotta be loyal to my guy Aljo. I mean, I've seen this guy rise up all the way through the prelims, and it's always been a treat watching him fight. And this is huge. This is the biggest fight he's got so far, because whoever wins this fight and whoever wins the Jan Aldo fight, that's going to be the next title fight. You know, these are two of new bantamweights, I'd say, but these guys are going to be staples for a long time to come at that division.
I agree.
Sandhagen's great. Honestly, whoever wins, I'm fine with. I can definitely see Sandhagen winning this fight, but I got to go Aljo, and I'm going to say Aljo split decision.
I'm going to go Sandhagen by second round knockout, TKO.
Same prediction.
I'm going to be sad if it happens. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, this is by far the closest one on the whole card.
This is a great fight. I'm so excited for that fight.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Oh, it's mad close. So it's like you can clearly tell it's a pick'em fight basically. It's basically
it's pretty much a 50-50.
That's a good one for the fans because that's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless both of them don't do anything.
Yeah, that's
double knockout, draw, like, you know.
All right, moving into the co-main event, we have in the bantamweight division again. We have Rafael Assunção versus Cody Garbrandt, and Garbrandt is a favorite to win this by minus 150. We'll go to Jake first.
No love all the way. All the way. Comes back, dominant fashion. First round TKO. He needs this win, all right? He lost twice to the Snake, and then I don't know what he was doing. He just zoned in against Moonhouse and got tagged. But he needs this. If he doesn't win this fight, there's no coming back. So this is truly your make it or break it fight. I think he comes back in dominant fashion. Like I said, no love. First round TKO.
Yeah, Nick.
I couldn't agree more with that decision. I got Cody Garbrandt by first round knockout. Assunção is good, but I think if Garbrandt goes out there, but Garbrandt can't get too over emotional. He knows he has to win the fight. If he comes out there swinging, he's being very lazy or like sloppy with it. Assunção can catch him. He does have enough power. And if Assunção does take him down, Assunção has a clear advantage on the ground, in my opinion. So I do pick Garbrandt by first round knockout because I think if he comes out there calm, he can pick his shots that I think he will beat Assunção. But I don't know. I think it should be a good fight. I don't know how long it will last. It could last 10 seconds. It could be a boring fight and go to decision. But either way, I think it will be a pretty decent fight.
All right, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news here. I don't think
Why?
I don't
Why do you
think he
gotta do
loses.
this?
I don't
Why?
think he loses. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Okay. Don't be putting words in my mouth. Right. Cody Garbrandt is going to win this fight, but it's not going to be in the dominant fashion that we think it's going to happen. I think he's going to win by split decision.
Gilbert Burns by decision. Yeah.
Rob likes Brazilian guys.
Oh, I picked Garbrandt. What do you mean that?
No, for a second I thought you were picking a Sansa. What?
Yeah, I thought you were also gonna say Sun Sao.
See, like I agree with you guys. Cody really needs to win this fight. If he loses this fight, his career is pretty much over. Like he can start flipping burgers at McDonald's at that point.
Can we be honest though? He got scammed with those Dillashaw fights. I know we've lost. I know Dillashaw.
No, he didn't get scammed. He lost to himself. He didn't lose to Dillashaw.
He lost to a guy on juice.
That's kind of
the first fight, right?
Twice.
The second fight, no.
Twice. Dillashaw's been out of his whole career. What do you want to hear?
No, but Garbrandt was walked into that so like both those fights so emotional. He lost both.
He did. No, absolutely. He got caught. He didn't approach it well. I'm just saying though, he definitely lost to a guy who was on.
I hate Dillashaw like as much as the next guy, but like he definitely lost those fights. Like even though Dillashaw was on juice, I'd still say like if Garbrandt walked into those fights against Dillashaw without juice, he was still going to lose the fight. So
yeah, I mean the second fight he got absolutely clowned on.
So I was just looking. It's crazy because Garbrandt beat Cruz in 2016 for the title. Back then, we were looking at it like I was looking at him like, oh, this guy's going to be like the future at 135. And now, 3 years later, we're looking at him as if he loses this fight, he could be out of the UFC. That's crazy.
Bellator would be like, here he comes, boys.
That'd be a great signing for them if they could get him. But I don't think they're not going to get the chance. He's going to do this. He's going to come back and he's going to get the
decision
win.
to victory. Yeah, I agree.
Rob, go away. All right, don't start. Every time you say something, you're like Mike. He's that guy who's like, when who was it who fought? I don't even know. Or just say like the Teixeira and Smith one. Mike, I think Teixeira is going to get this. I don't know why. Yeah, and he just beat him into oblivion. So don't start, all right?
All right, into the main event. This should be the easiest. All right. No, I won't even say it. This should just be a good fight to watch. Amanda Nunes goes up against the Canadian Felicia Spencer in the women's featherweight division for the title. And Amanda Nunes, a minus 600 to win this fight.
That's it.
Why are they doing this to Spencer? We'll go to Nick first.
I mean, I don't think if anyone picks Spencer, they're crazy. But I mean, I wanted to go bold, but definitely not in this fight because this is just something that if I go bold on and it just turns out terribly, it's just like I'll probably never be able to pick another fight again.
You probably won't be on the show again.
Yeah. Give me Nunes by third round knockout. I think the first 2 rounds she'll clearly – I know you're giving me that face. You probably don't think it's going to last that long?
No, I think it's going to last in like 1 round tops.
See, I just think it's going to be – I think it's going to start off slow, to be honest. I don't know, for some reason I think it's going to start off slow, but I think like beginning of third round – Nunes will have her completely figured out and she'll just go out there and just blow through her. But I definitely could see it's going to be done in the first 3 rounds, in my opinion. It could be second or first, but I just picked third round to be a little bold at least. I'm not being bold with who I pick, but I'm being bold by what round I pick.
All right, that's fair enough. Jake?
Okay, see, there's a line between bold and just flat out stupid. So if you pick Spencer, then just, I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah, there's no way you can go against Nunes. There's no way, I mean, how can you go? She's the queen. She's the top, all right? Now, in her last fight, GDR fought a good fight. It was a unanimous, but she lasted all 5 rounds. I'll give her that. I don't really see how it would be physically possible for her to lose this fight. I think Nunes comes out powerful as ever. I think Nunes wins this second round TKO.
All right, boys, get ready. Felicia Spencer, first round TKO, calling it right now.
Remember I just said there was a line between bold and stupid?
Nah, but I'll be serious. There's no way Spencer wins this fight. This is no possible way. I don't know why they're throwing her into the Lions Den right now. This is
They're just
crazy.
hoping.
This isn't the Lions Den. This isn't the Lions Den. This is the division. I mean, who else are you going to put against her? It's not the Lions Den. You want a shot at the belt. This is what you're going to do. There's no win. It's either her or Valentina Shevchenko. So what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah.
If you just look at, like, Nunes's, like, victories, like, if you look at, like, her past, like, 7 wins, it's, like, unreal who's on her resume. She's got Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, Shevchenko, Cyborg, and then she's also got Holly Holm. Like, it's unreal, like, who she's beaten. There's no way Spencer beats her. I might even go back on my third round. I might push it to, like, first or second, but I'll keep it third for now. But, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it gets to the third, but I'll keep the prediction.
I'll say Nunes first round TKO. But hear me out on this, right? The women's division and any women's division is known for those crazy results that screw up the whole like complexity of the division.
Right when you think.
So like we're all saying that there's no way Spencer wins, but there is a slight hope that she does win.
The only way she wins, in my opinion, is if Nunes goes in there and it's just like doesn't take her serious at all. And let's just say she gets taken down or something like that. But I don't see it standing up. I don't see Spencer finishing her. That's just I don't see Spencer touching her.
All right, look, I'm going to tell you what. If this main event goes to an upset, there's some fishy stuff going on with the UFC, all right? What's up? What's up with these underdogs winning? I don't know if it's like quarantine or what, but like, you know, if you told me 3 weeks ago that, yeah, Tony Ferguson was going to get demolished, I would have said you're on drugs. A few days ago,
Woodley.
You're going to tell me Gilbert Burns is going to work.
Yeah, when I told you that Gilbert Burns is going to beat Woodley. We have a recording of that too, so don't worry.
You didn't even think that was going to happen, all right?
I just don't like Woodley. I just wanted to see it happen.
If Spencer comes into this fight and wins, I don't know.
That would be the definition of speechless if she wins.
Yeah, I really would. I've been speechless once when it comes to fighting, and that was Ben Askren versus Masvidal when Masvidal got that insane knockout.
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely
this will be up there.
When Conor knocked out Aldo in 13 seconds, I was like,
yeah, that was crazy too.
There's been a few, even when Ronda Rousey got destroyed a few times, but the first time.
But that's our preview to the 250 card. Nunes versus Spencer. Nunes versus Spencer. Hopefully it's a good one. I think, yeah, I agree with Jake. If Spencer somehow wins this main event, then I don't know what to believe anymore. The sky may turn red for all I know.
I feel like
this guy's gonna fall down.
Yeah,
Nunes is gonna win the fight. I mean, I'm 99.9% sure, but I feel like if Spencer wins the fight, it might even be worth like our money even more because it's like we get to see this big upset, but I don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening.
All right, now moving on to some news around the fightverse. We have big beef between Dana White and John Jones. So supposedly Jones asked for the Ngannou fight, and Dana White turned him down because Dana White says that Jones wants Deontay Wilder type money.
30 million, correct?
Yeah, like that. If that's true, Jones is crazy.
There's only one person that gets that kind of money. His name's Conor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he also pays it back though with the the revenue he brings back in from pay-per-view buys and merchandise and ticket sales and all that. I mean, John Jones is probably the best overall athlete the UFC's seen, but he's not on that level of pop, breaking the mold in the pop culture like Conor McGregor, is. So I agree. John Jones is crazy for thinking he's going to get 30 million, but hey, he also needs some insurance too, so he can pay for the hospital bills after Ngannou's done with him. Is what it is.
But
yeah, Jones came out on a tweet saying that he's going to relinquish the title and that Dana White's going to like taint his What did he say? He said something like,
Yeah, he said, "Oh, he's tainting my legacy and this and that." And Dana White, the savage that he is, clapped back and said, "Nah, you've done that all yourself."
"Yeah, I mean,
take
I
part in
don't know
that."
what Jones is thinking. Jones is literally performed a hit and run on a pregnant woman. He's cheated. Yeah, he's cheated multiple times. What else has he done? A couple of DUIs. What else has he done?
What hasn't he done? That's really I mean, he's been on the news more times for the bad stuff he's done than him winning like in spectacular fashion or something, which it shouldn't be that way. If he could just stay out of trouble, I mean, everyone would love him, to be honest.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Nobody loves him now.
Do I really think, though? I mean, I know Ariel Helwani also posted about it too, about Jones is serious about, giving up the belt. I don't really see it happening until the UFC comes out and tells me, this is like Conor McGregor going into retirement like every other year. It's not happening. This is all negotiation tactics and trying to get the fight. And if he relinquishes the belt, that's a good thing for the division. Maybe that'll make the division more exciting to watch.
And then maybe you can have Jones come back and fight the champ who does win it.
I mean, he says, "I'm done with the belt and call me in 2021 to make the Izzy fight happen." So I think if he leaves light heavyweight, he leaves light heavyweight.
Make the Izzy fight happen like tomorrow. I'd like to see that.
So, I mean, yeah, if he leaves the division, he's going to make those super fights happen against Ngannou or Izzy or whatever. But
That's really all he has
it opens the division up, if he's gone, but it's also going to ruin the star status of the division, just say, because it's always been John Jones's house. It's always been his division. That's why people buy those, fights. No one cares about light heavyweight besides John Jones for the most part.
If Dominic Reyes were to get the title or something after, he's not someone you can build a whole card around, to be honest, and be like,
Exactly.
You're gonna buy this pay-per-view to see Dominic Reyes. It's not like that. So you kind of need John Jones to sell it in a lot of ways. And obviously he's a great fighter, but I mean, at this point of his career, he just needs to, all he has left is to make the super fights, because he's basically beaten everyone good in that division. So, I mean, he kind of needs either Izzy or Francis, a big fight like that next. That's really all he has left.
Yeah, I mean, that division used to be stacked. The problem is Jones beat them all, and he stood the test of time. I mean, DC's gone. He's only staying at heavyweight that he's retiring. You got, Rumble. I don't know. I heard he might be coming back, but we'll see. But he was up there. Gustafsson, he was another one. He's gone now. Those were all dudes you could build that division around, but also they'd sell cards. Now the problem is they've all been under John Jones's rule for so long. No one really cares about, the light heavyweight division. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, I think that's all we got for today, right? Unless you guys got something.
I don't got anything. There's no
Just
really.
ready for 250.
Yeah. I mean, the more sports that start coming back, the better, because we actually got something to do.
The UFC knows this card isn't stacked 250, but I mean it's good enough. But they know they can get away with not stacking it, because they know people are there's not enough sports, so we're gonna buy it anyways. They know they can get away with it. But
they waited though until the very last minute to actually fill this card in.
I agree. Yeah, they just waited too long. I was expecting the Nunes card to the Nunes fight to be the co-main event on the card, but it just ended up staying as the main event. So I mean, it's not a terrible card. I've seen way worse, but I've also seen a lot better. I mean, the last pay-per-view was much better.
I think the only thing that I think just this Saturday works perfectly for this card too, because they're not really competing with anything either. I think they'll probably have to deal with the end of the NASCAR Xfinity race and the IndyCar race, and maybe motocross or supercross. I'm sorry, Monster Energy Supercross, but I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't think that's really going to be a lot of competition for.
Yeah,
UFC
there's no competition for it.
Yeah.
Even though I like watching all those races, but it's not competing against UFC.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. The only reason it might is because those are free, correct?
Yeah, they'll be on NBC, Fox Sports, and all that stuff.
Yeah, those are all nationally televised. I mean, UFC, you got to buy in, because it's kind of a tough time for people to really, spend money.
Well, yeah, I mean I think except for Supercross, I think Supercross will go late into night, but everything else should end before, or maybe like towards the beginning of the full card, but nothing to go crazy about. But I think that's all we got for today, no?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
we're okay.
All right, we want to thank you guys for watching this episode of the Championship Rounds podcast. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me that I'm crazy. Tell me that Jake's crazy. Joe's not here, but say that Joe's crazy. Say
I'm
anybody's
not
crazy.
crazy.
I'm
just
crazy.
retarded.
You know, I'm not crazy. I'm the one who guesses Gilbert Burns winning. So
That's true. That is true.
Never gonna hear the end of that.
yeah, never gonna hear the end of it. But again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Do something for us. We're trying to build something huge here. I mean, like we want to be like ESPN out here.
Yeah.
No lie. It's never
Nobody's
gonna
going to be talking about Joe Rogan in 5 years. They're going to be talking about this podcast.
All right, but
See, that was
here.
bold.
Yeah, that's it. You want to talk about a bold prediction? There you go. But I've been your host, Rob, Dave,
Thank you, guys.
and Nick.
See you guys next week.
Peace.